The CEO stepped into his own restaurant on a busy evening, dressed in a plain hoodie and jeans, blending in like any regular customer. He didn't bring an entourage, didn't carry a clipboard, and certainly didn't announce his presence. There was no name tag to hint at his identity, no familiar smile exchanged with the staff. His goal was simple. He wanted to see what really happened when no one knew he was watching. He slid into a corner booth, the one often overlooked by servers because of its tucked-away location. From there, he had a clear view of the entire dining area and partial access to the kitchen activity. The hustle and bustle were constant, waiters rushing past, dishes clattering, and the low hum of customer conversations. No one gave him a second glance. He was just another face in the crowd. He noticed how employees interacted with each other, the energy of the floor, and the tone of the manager's voice barking out commands. This wasn't a planned visit with staff briefed and prepped in advance. It was raw, real, and exactly what he needed to see. The CEO had long suspected that the reports and meetings only showed the polished version of what happened in his chain. Tonight he wanted truth. Not numbers, not summaries, but real faces, real work, and real struggles. By coming in undercover, he ensured no filters stood between him and the reality of his business. This quiet entrance marked the beginning of a night that would show him more than any boardroom ever had. As the CEO sat silently in the corner booth, not a single staff member recognized him. The waitress who passed his table was focused on balancing 3 plates at once, too busy to glance his way. The dishwasher moving trays to the back didn't look twice. The manager, pacing near the counter and shouting out instructions, didn't pause to acknowledge the man seated alone. It was exactly what the CEO had hoped for, an unfiltered experience. Without his usual suit, without security or assistance, he was invisible in his own restaurant. Employees treated him like any other customer, and that allowed him to observe the truth. He saw how stressed the staff looked, how rushed the service was, and how little warmth was shared among them. He noticed the manager's tone, sharp, impatient, lacking empathy. No one offered a smile or even a second look. This anonymity gave him access to the real culture of his restaurant, far from the rehearsed performances during official visits. He paid attention to details, the way the waitress nervously checked her notepad twice before approaching a table, the way the busboy flinched when the manager barked another order. These were not just signs of a busy night. They were signs of pressure, tension, and possibly deeper problems. Remaining unrecognized gave him a rare chance to witness how his people really felt on the floor, and what they endured when they thought no one important was watching. As he continued to sit in silence, watching the floor, a soft sound caught his attention, a quiet, choked sob, almost drowned by the noise of clinking dishes and background chatter. He turned slightly and saw a young waitress duck into the side hallway near the restrooms, her shoulders trembling. Curious and concerned, he stood up slowly and followed at a distance, careful not to draw attention. As he approached, he heard her whispering into her phone, trying to compose herself while wiping tears from her eyes. Her words came out shaky and broken. "I can't do this anymore. I'm trying so hard. But nothing's enough. Rent's due, and they cut my hours again." His heart sank. In that moment, he wasn't a CEO, he was just a human being witnessing someone in pain, someone working in his restaurant, someone his decisions had indirectly affected. The weight of her words settled heavily on him. This wasn't just a tough shift or a bad night. This was someone on the edge, breaking quietly while the world moved on. She didn't know he was there. She didn't know the person who could change everything for her was just steps away. But he knew. He knew that this hidden suffering, this silent breakdown, spoke louder than any employee survey or management report ever could. It was raw and real, and it changed how he saw everything. The moment he heard the waitress crying, something shifted inside him. This wasn't just about service speed or profit margins anymore. It was about people. He returned to his booth, but he couldn't sit still. The weight of what he had just witnessed pressed on him. He looked around with new eyes, seeing not just staff members, but individuals carrying unseen burdens. The manager's harsh tone, once background noise, now felt like a red flag. The tired faces, the forced smiles, all signs he had missed while sitting behind a desk. That single moment, the soft sobs in the hallway sparked a fire in him. He realized his business wasn't failing in numbers, but in humanity. That night, before leaving, he quietly asked to speak with the staff after closing. Still undercover, he thanked them for their hard work and promised that someone higher up had heard their silent struggles. The next day he returned, this time as himself. He called for a full review of management practices, launched anonymous feedback programs, increased wages where he could, and personally followed up with the waitress he had seen crying. She didn't lose her job. She got promoted and supported. What started as an undercover visit became the beginning of a complete cultural reset. One hidden cry became the loudest wake-up call of his career.